Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. It's time for another breakfast with Blaha. Today I'm having watermelon. Today we're going to answer a question I got asked a while back. Has my stance changed on Go Mad? And who do I think should do it, if anyone? It's really weird that people think that I have strong stances on topics like that. That's actually bizarre to me that I have an official stance, because I don't. These are loose guidelines. That's the way to look at them. I don't have a stance on Go Mad. Go Mad's a loose guideline. Do you need the calories? There's your question. Who is Go Mad for? Go Mad is for healthy people, healthy, young, active people who struggle to get enough food to hit their target goals, who tolerate milk well. Now, what is our problem with Go Mad? The problem with Go Mad is the extreme amount of saturated fat in it. But here's the thing. Is our concerns over large amount of saturated fat, who is that for? Definitely for the general population. Would it be for me? Yeah, it would be for me also. I'm a master's lifter, a history of heart disease in my family, who had other risk factors in place. And before idiots jump up and say, Jason, there's no link between dietary cholesterol and heart disease. No one is talking about dietary cholesterol. I said saturated fat. If you don't know the difference between cholesterol and specific types of lipids, specific types of dietary fat, you shouldn't be discussing nutrition at all. You need to stay out of these conversations. You do not have a high school level education on this topic. Go back and finish high school, get your GED or whatever you need in biology or nutrition area that you didn't pass, because you're not qualified to have this discussion. So stop. No one said dietary cholesterol. I said saturated fat. I digress. Is the saturated fat in whole milk the worst saturated fat you can eat? Not really. Not really. And no one's dying from drinking a couple of glasses of whole milk a day. Let's be clear on that. That's not giving anybody heart disease. The data does not support the idea that it does. There's a difference between having a glass or two and having a gallon, right? There's a difference between that and having 600, 700 calories, 1,000 calories every day coming from saturated fat. That is a world of difference. May not be warranted for a lot of populations. For short term, for like a year, for a 20-year-old guy who needs to put on 30 pounds of body weight, is it okay? It's perfectly fine. They're physically active, skinny, underweight, need to gain weight, probably doing very high active activity. That's why they need that many calories. They're lifting weights. They're young. It's not going to cause any harm. Right? That's what they need to reach their goals. And that's the problem I have with my skinny hard gainers and a lot of the hard gainers out there. They get obsessed with, oh, I should be eating really healthy. It's like, no, dude, you're skinny. Get to the size you need to get to. Get used to eating more. And then worry about eating healthier. And I'm not saying they should be eating junk food. I'm not saying they should hit their target calories by eating 2,000 calories of pizza every day or ice cream or whatever. I'm not telling anyone to combine a bunch of refined carbs with a bunch of saturated fat and trans fats. And I'm not telling anyone to do that. But it's not going to kill you to eat less vegetables and to eat white rice instead of brown rice, or to drink whole milk if you need to get to those target calories. Eat the fattier cuts of meat. I want my guys to eat peanut butter. You know, if I have a kid who just simply can't gain enough, doesn't have time to cook, doesn't like to cook, maybe doesn't do all of his own grocery shopping. That's a lot of my hard gainers. A lot of you guys out there. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on white bread. Done. Now, some people would say, well, that's not super clean or healthy, and it isn't. I don't eat that. I wouldn't eat that. How do you compare that to the average American diet, though? It's still better. Right? It's still better, probably. And these are active, athletic young men who need to gain weight. It's not the same thing as an obese, sedentary person. Context matters here. And once they get to their goal weights, they can trim these sort of foods out. They also will have learned to eat more. Leptin and ghrelin and things will be changed long term. They'll find it easier to eat in the future. And their energy needs are going to go down over time. As they get older, these same kids are not going to have the same energy output unless they work a physically demanding job with it. Right? And if they do, then hey, they might have to do something similar still again. But I don't have a problem with my younger lifters doing this who can't gain weight any other way. If they need to drink a gallon of milk a day, by all means. If they need to get 2,500 calories from peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day, or peanut butter and banana if you don't want the refined sugar, I would recommend the banana personally, then do that. It's still better than breaking out the tub of ice cream. It's a hell of a lot better. And again, they're active, athletic, skinny guys. These are not sedentary, obese 30-year-olds. It's not comparable. I personally like the idea of clean bulking. Look, if you can do it, you should. If you can bulk on lean cuts of steak, brown rice, and broccoli, you should do that. My opinion, it is slightly healthier, particularly as you get older. But that's if you're capable of doing it. A lot of people are not, hence the problem. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.